Hi everyone, welcome back. In our last video, we have discussed about deep agents and its architecture. In this video, we will be discussing on how to create a deep agent using LangChain Deep Agent framework. Okay, so it's a very simple program. We can say it's a kind of a hello world program. The idea of this tutorial is to understand how to set up a basic deep agent and its functions and its methods using the LangGraph or LangChain. Okay, so first what we can do, we can create the environment using the UV. So here I will be using the UV VENV, then Python version that I am going to use the 3.12. Okay, now what we can do, we can activate it. Okay, let's do the activation. Let me clear it. Now we can do a UV init. Let's initialize it. Now we can add the necessary packages. We can add deep agents is needed. Now I need to have a LangChain OpenAI is needed. So OpenAI is the model that we are going to use. Now I can have a python.env to load the .env functions. So let us add it. Okay. So the UV add is completed. Now we can do the UV sync to update our environment. So let me do a sync. Syncing also is completed. Now I open the Visual Studio Code for us. So this is the Visual Studio. Okay, this is the Visual Studio Code. Here we can see the project TOML file can be seen here. Okay, so dependencies also added here. Okay, then we can see the main.py file, but this is we don't need this py file. We are not going to use that for the time being. And you guys can see there is a .env file is there which contain the necessary environment variable. So I'm not going to open that because I don't want to expose those variables. Okay, now I can add a file called the first deep agent .py. Okay, now we can add some packages here. So first we can import the deep agents. So from deep agents, okay, we can import create deep agent. So this is similar to importing the create agent, right? Now let's add a function, get weather function, get weather. Okay, I can pass the city and the response will be a string, and here I can give some doc strings, something like give or get weather of given city. Okay, now return, I can return it like it's always sunny in the city. Okay, the tool is ready. Now let's create the deep agent. So here I can say do a create deep agent. Now let's pass the model. So the model that we are going to use a GPT-4o mini. It is a small model. Okay, now we need to have a tools. Okay, the tool will be the get weather tool. Okay, we are not doing like any other fancy things like sub agents. We are not going to do that, but here we are keeping very basic things. Okay, now I can give a system prompt. I can say you are a helpful assistant. Okay, so now we are good with the agent. Now let's invoke this. I can have a result. We can do the agent dot invoke in the same way as we did in the basic create agent workflow. Here I can pass the messages. Okay, let's have the role here. Our role will be the user role, and I can say the content will be I can give get weather in San Francisco. Okay, so this is my query. Let's print the result. So we know that it will be result will be come into messages, and I want to print the last message from here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so the first the code part is completed. So this is very simple code. That's why I decided to write it in front of you. So here we can see we have a create deep agent is there and a tool is there, and we are creating the agent, then just invoking it. Now we can go and trigger this. So let me go and trigger this. This is our clear. Here I can do first me do a list. I can use Python first deep agent.py. So its execution is in progress, I believe. Okay. So it's not getting the OpenAI because I didn't add the .env here. From .env, I need to import the load env and let's do a load env. Clear. Let's execute it again. Okay, so the execution, you can see it's in progress. Now we can see the result. It says the weather in San Francisco is generally sunny. Okay, so it's nothing fancy. It's giving us a response back. Now let me go and show you the LangSmith result. So I added some LangSmith variable in the environment file. So if you go to the LangSmith, this is the project that I have created. Now let's go to this one. Okay. If you look on this is my question that I have asked. Okay. Now we can see there are different tools that we can see. Okay, here we can see a file system middleware. Here we can see sub-agent middleware. Here we can see summarization middleware. So these middlewares, we didn't add these middlewares, right? Also, you guys can see the to-do list middleware. So if you look on this, if you look on this particular code, we can see that we didn't add anything on this particular code, any middleware, but this is automatically added by the the LangChain Deep Agent. Okay, let's open this. Here we can see this is the question and this is the messages that we can see. Okay, so it's preparing some to-do list and it's looking for the sub-agent middleware. There are a lot of middleware. The summarization middleware is there and the prompt middleware is there, right? So a lot of middlewares are there, but this is controlled by the LangChain itself. Now let me modify it little bit. Instead of get weather in San Francisco and Seattle, let me do this and execute the particular thing. So let's execute it. So the execution is in progress. Okay, here we can see the content. The content is the weather reports as follows. San Francisco, it is always sunny. Seattle, it is always sunny. So we are getting the result. Let's go and check our LangSmith. So if you look on this, here also we can see the to-do middleware. Go back here, down, down, down. Let's go back here. So here we can see the two tool calls. One is the get weather tool and we can see its argument says as San Francisco. And if you scroll down a little bit, we can see its details. Okay, so and this is the get weather tool for the Seattle. So to-do list is identified as a two actions. One is to call the get weather tool with San Francisco and another tool call with the Seattle. Okay, so this is how we discuss in the theater, but we discussed that it will prepare a to-do list, then based on that it will work, right? Since it is like a very small project, it's not there will not be nothing in these things, okay, in this middleware, nothing to discuss. So just focus on this to-do middleware. Okay, the rest of things that we can see here, the normal middleware can be here. All those these details are we can see in the LangSmith details. Okay, now let me show you one more thing. I actually want to create a notebook file. So let me quickly create a first notebook file because I want to show something there also. So give me a second. We'll be using Deep Agents demo. So this is our, let's execute it. We have to install IPv kernel. Let me execute it. Okay, quickly I'm going to copy this. Okay, okay, now what I can see, let's execute this cell. Let's execute this cell. So the agent creation is completed. Now let me show the agent here. So if you print on this agent, we can see the different agent here. So here, if you look on this, it has a start and there is a list of middlewares that we can see. Okay, and after the model, we can see a to-do list middleware. Then we can see a tool. I mean, this is the tool that we have defined. Then we can see a node. Okay. So this is the basic, very simple architecture of the LangChain Deep Agents. So I believe it is clear. I will commit this to my GitHub repository. You guys can download and you guys can try it out. So that's it. Yeah. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.